Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Ladera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. As always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today. Thank you so much for tuning in and making GPS a part of your afternoon routine. So, usually on a Thursday, we would have like a guest or discuss a particular topic or a particular current affairs issue, But seeing that tomorrow is Labor Day and tomorrow is a holiday, I decided that today's show will be a TGI T show. Thank God it's Thursday. Open line. We're going to do an open line show today because tomorrow is a holiday. And I certainly ain't going to be here tomorrow to do the open line show that we normally do on a Friday. So I figured, hey, I'm not going to deprive my audience of the opportunity to have their voices heard. So, you know the drill. You are my official co-host today, and we are going to be talking about the week that was. And so, or anything else you guys want to talk about. Because one thing I'm learning with these open line shows is often it doesn't go in the direction that I expect it to go in. And that's fine because you guys are my co-host, so you help me to determine what we're going to talk about today. So at the outset, let me throw out the contacts for you. The telephone numbers to call, 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line for text messages or calls is 8010271. 8010271. We're streaming live on Facebook on the official Michelle Malcolm and Global 99.5 FM page, as well as our official YouTube channels. And you can also catch us on Cable Bahamas channel 974. And of course on radio on Global 99.5 FM. Also a huge welcome to our audience listening by way of radio in Grand Bahama. So you know how to become a part of the show. And now let's dive right into it. So the big story, obviously, this week is the budget debate, which began yesterday. Today is Thursday. Yeah. Um, okay, so we have some comments on Facebook already. Andre Major says, I'm listening in, Michelle. Cool, Andre. Welcome. And Marlene says, I'm watching your shows always with interest and updates topics. Thank you. Welcome to you both. All right, so I can share the show and let everybody know we are on the air on this TGI T open line show where we talk about the week that was and you serve as my co-host. Now, I decided that, always I prepare just in case I don't get a lot of you guys calling in. And so I pulled a bunch of clips, but we already have a caller on the line. So, caller, welcome to GPS.
Thank you, and good afternoon, and shalom, Miss Uncle. Calling for Freeport. What's on my mind? Thank you. The digital ID that is, as I'm gonna say it, gonna be mandated around the world, including here. In fact, they're supposed to be rolled out last year, and I remember the Prime Minister coming on said it's going to be done this year. What's your thoughts on that?
Which Prime Minister said that?
Our Prime Minister.
The current one?
Yes. Last year it was supposed to be rolled out, then he came out and said, well, there's too much of a rush for last year, but this year it will be done.
Now, when you talk about digital ID, are you talking about the updated NIB card?
Yes, national. No, I'm talking about national digital ID card that is required for all countries around the world to have.
Well, I can understand why they're saying it's necessary, particularly in a country like ours where we really don't know who's in this country because of the problem with illegal immigration. If you're wondering whether or not I believe that's a precursor to something else, I do believe so.
Oh, yeah. And as you know, with the nations, not the United Nations, one of the requirements, I'm sure, by all of its members.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I can understand why they are saying it's necessary. But there's always more to something than meets the eye. Very often there is. It's not just on the surface. Whether or not that means it's something we can avoid, I don't think it is. I think it's inevitable at some point. Listen, man, when these things happen, whether you believe it's a part of a plot or a plan or whatever, we gotta fulfill the book.
Agreed.
And the book clearly states that there will be a one world government system. And if you can't see the world heading towards that, you don't want to see it. So, is it something that the Bahamas is going to escape? I don't think so. Just being real.
I don't believe so. I don't believe so either. In fact, as you know, it's tied in going to be with the digital dollar. So, we're going to have options. We're going to have options.
Such as?
Well, you're either going to go with the system or resist the system. That's only going to be the two options. So people
Pretty
say
much.
all kinds of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to.
But no, it's coming. It's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. It has to happen. It's prophecy being fulfilled. A lot of people say the Bible is nothing more than a book of fairy tales. Well, I don't know how a book of fairy tales can predict what is happening and what is going to happen.
That's an accurate book of fairy tales, if that's the case. Because I have friends who are non-believers, and they just throw all this stuff away and just go with what the world has. But the spirit of the world and the Spirit of the Most High, they never weren't sick. They never weren't sick. From the days of the week to the months and the name of the days, even the calendar, contrary to what he had imposed.
But the powers that be are very strategic, very strategic. They're rolling out their plans step by step by step. And I think one of the things that the pandemic taught us is that most people are sheep. Whatever they tell them to do, they do. They don't question it. They don't try to reason it out. They just follow blindly. And I think that was a really
got the
big
ball rolling.
test.
That definitely got the ball rolling.
Pardon me?
That definitely got the ball rolling, the pandemic.
Oh, the ball been rolling before that. That was just one step.
Yes, but that was the
I believe it was an experiment to see how easy it would be to get people to fall in line, to follow instructions.
I said that was the alpha test. They're doing the beta test now.
Well, know one thing for sure. We got to fulfill the book. That's what Bob Marley said. We got to fulfill the book. Whether you believe in it or not doesn't change the fact that we will fulfill the book.
So the key is how we're going to get together as a collective, knowing to fulfill the book, but how to deal with the sign of the times and how to move.
I think it would be wise, and this is just, my advice, to make sure you're ready. Be prepared, not just in terms of your physical existence here on earth and what you see happening around us, but my belief is in the Bible and the Word of God. I believe it to be the Word of God. And so to me, being prepared means being ready for the return of the Christ. And to me, that's the only way you can prepare. And that way you, to establish a relationship, I should say, with the Creator. Because in it, you will find wisdom and direction and many other benefits of being a part of the kingdom. But know that it's inevitable. We got to fulfill the book. So, I mean, the Lord himself said, when you see these things, don't panic.
That's right.
That's the sign of the times. See, no use you panic.
And there's a reason why he said, and pray that your flight don't be on the Shabbat, on the Sabbath. Because you know that there will be those who will be keeping it. And pray that will happen during that time. The wilderness is going to be set out as in the Revelation.
Say that again?
You'll be going out to the wilderness, so to speak, in Revelation. Because those who will be fleeing the system will have to move during that time, certainly.
Yeah, well, be ready. That's all I can tell you, son. Be ready.
Yes, thank
be ye also ready.
And everybody take heed. Pardon?
Yeah, that would be the wise thing to do. But, some people don't see it that way. One thing for sure is we all have a free will. And it's up to us whether we accept it or reject it. But, it is what it is.
I guess there's going to be two type of sheep. Sheep is for the shepherd of Messiah, and the sheep for the other fold that just go with the flow.
I hear you. All right. Well, thank you for calling.
No, my verse. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So, again, the number is 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. The WhatsApp line 801-0271, 801-0271. And on WhatsApp, you can call or text, and we'll be able to accommodate both. In case you had noticed, I'm coming from home today, but that doesn't change anything. Still open line where we want to hear from you. Let's talk about the week that was. So the big story this week, I would think, is the budget debate, which began, well, the budget was presented to the House of Assembly yesterday by Prime Minister Philip Davis. And obviously, whenever a new budget comes along, there's a lot to analyze and review, and the media, everybody is, giving their 2 cents about what they think about the budget and what it's going to mean for us as a nation. And so, unless you guys guide us in another direction, I want to start off today's show talking about the budget. And so, we're going to start. Our first clip is going to be, let's see, where we begin. The Prime Minister. Let's start with an overall budget review, or an overview of the budget as a whole, and then we're going to look at some specific things that he said.
Government will reduce travel expenditure, one of the many revelations during the 2023 communication by Prime Minister Philip Davis. The budget, which highlighted government's efforts to tackle national security and immigration, includes funding for a new shantytown task force. Davis also spoke to addressing crime in the country, including the protection of women.
We have allocated funding to build a women's shelter, and we are increasing legal aid support for victims of domestic violence.
As it relates to development in the Family Islands, Davis says,
we have allocated $4.7 million to continue an employment program in Grand Bahama. As part of our focus on transitioning to renewable energy, we have allocated $22 million for the adoption of solar technologies on sites in Mequana, Inagua, Crooked Island, Acklins, and Long Key.
The budget also outlines plans to increase food security, including funding for the expansion of BAMSI.
My government will be introducing a new national school breakfast program. We'll also establish a special food assistance program to provide funding for organizations operating feeding programs for vulnerable.
The Davis administration will also seek to make healthcare more affordable by consolidating national health insurance and the prescription drug plan into an overall health policy.
We will be supporting the creation of the first ever national organs transplant program.
In terms of home ownership, Davis says government is extending the first home exemption benefits for owner-occupied residents up to triplexes, adding that concessions for housing projects have been expanded to non-government entities for projects with a maximum value of $300,000 in construction cost per unit.
All right, so quite a few people have already started responding to what the Prime Minister presented in his budget communication yesterday. There was quite a bit of meat that we can chew on. And so I think I will begin with the comment with regard to the women's shelter. Let's go there first, because the woman then responded, and many female activists, took a chunk out of that particular portion of his presentation, and here is what they had to say.
Government's budget communication today revealing that funds have been allocated for a women's shelter. It's something that have been lamented for by various women's rights activists amid an uptick in violence against women. And while some are lauding the move, they're not letting officials off the hook just yet.
Still is not a sense of urgency. I know this budget now is coming forward. There's supposed to be a meeting in August at the Bahamas is hosting. It's called WAM, the Women's Affairs Ministerial Meeting, and I know they have to satisfy some of the obligations for that meeting. I don't know if it's just a way to say, okay, we have done something, but in order to satisfy the NGOs and the persons on the ground advocated, we need to know that this is a serious commitment.
Moore is also hoping that history does not repeat itself.
We heard about the $500,000 allocation last year in the budget, but we still have not heard any more specific details as to how that's going to be managed, who's going to be managed it, Is there any temporary emergency assistance for people who are facing abuse right now, that they can get the type of support that they need?
Now, at this juncture, government has provided little to no details about when the shelter could be up and running. That said, here's Candy Gibson's suggestion.
Create a budget for NGOs who are housing these persons now until they get the official shelter safe house up and running.
And as it relates to who government should consult when it comes to developing plans for a woman's shelter.
We don't need no more consultants to come in. We don't need another dollar wasted to bring in no more consultants. We have persons right who on the grounds every day and every other week, rescuing, sheltering, and housing women in their own personal spaces. Government know who out here and who have been advocating a little while now, but the safety and the protection of women and the sheltering and the safe house of women. So the government should really have a hand pick of people who they would like to work with along with this initiative.
So the reason why I started there is because for those of you who are regulars, I mean, we just talked about this on Tuesday of this week, saying that there's no place in the country where women can run to. So, the fact that we just discussed that on Tuesday, I thought, wow, okay, this is good. But like they said, we need to see action. So let's hope that this is more than just a feel-good moment, but to see real action put in place to address this. Okay, so we're going to take our first break. On the other side of the break, we're going to be talking about taxes and revenue collection. That affects everyone. And so we're going to see what the government has had to say with regard to that. And there's a lot more to come as it relates to the budget communication. And again, if you guys want to talk about something else, you're free to do that. Okay? I'll throw out the numbers again on the other side of the break. Stay with us. This is GPS.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after this.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, tints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
And welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm here on this TGI T open line show. The numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. The WhatsApp line for messages or calls is 801-0271, 801-0271. We are streaming live on Facebook on my official page as well as on YouTube on the official channels of Global 99.5 FM and Michelle Malcolm. And you can also catch us on Peru, Bahamas, channel 974. You can also check us out on the Global 99.5 FM app, where you can listen to us now via the app. And, of course, on radio, 99.5 FM here in the Providence, as well as in Grand Bahama. A huge welcome to you, all of you who are listening in from Grand Bahama. And speaking of Grand Bahama, we're definitely going to talk about Grand Bahama because that was highlighted during the budget debate. But first, I want to talk about the budget's the communication as it relates to taxes and revenue collection. So, in essence, I'm paraphrasing here. In essence, no new taxes. But if you owe us money, we coming for our tanks. Don't think you could be owing us all this money and we ain't coming for our tanks. You know, in the United States, they have something called the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, I think it stands for, or Internal Revenue Services, whatever. You would want to pay Uncle Sam, because if you think you getting away without paying Uncle Sam what you owe Uncle Sam, you might get away for a little while, but they will catch up with you. And when they catch up with you, if you don't have Uncle Sam money, you're going to end up spending some time at the leisure of Uncle Sam behind some bars. And they don't care who you are. I've seen celebrities, big time celebrities, end up in trouble because they thought they could abduct Uncle Sam. And the IRS come looking for their money, and you they don't, but you ain't have, you lock up. So here in the Bahamas, they are making it clear that while they won't be introducing new taxes, they will definitely be coming after you for what you owe the government. Here's now a clip with regard to that.
There are no increases on the table for value-added tax, custom duties, excise duty, tax rates, and real property taxes, according to the budget communication delivered by the Prime Minister this morning. But the PM did say emphasis will be placed on improving tax compliance and enforcement. Despite this, resident Alex Freeman says he was hoping for a better plan.
Everybody's paying more tax on your light, even on gas, even on the business license itself. So who's feeling it? Because if we're only making, okay, say $30,000. Even though it's a taxi driver who make maybe about $20,000 a year, 20 years. So you're taxing them on gas, everything else. And the $2 raise, the $2 raise could do for somebody. So that don't make sense. I'm sorry, somebody gonna feel it.
This Atlantis worker agrees with the Prime Minister. She says VAT is high enough.
With the 12% is very difficult for people who have normal incomes. So with any increase, it will be detrimental. But for now, it is also detrimental. If they could look at anything, they should lower it. I work over at Atlantis, and the guests continuously say that they don't know how we survive living here with these costs when they go to the grocery store. And it's ridiculous.
When it comes to outstanding funds, this resident says the rich are those that needs to be targeted and sought after.
Now, they need to go and collect them funds from those people who owe these rich people. They're the ones who have all of the money. The poor people are the ones who are suffering, because if I owe $200-300 on my light, they won't turn me off, and the rich persons owe $40,000-50,000 and nothing happened to those persons. So I feel, go out there, collect that money and don't increase the VAT.
This resident is in agreement and also says VAT should be removed altogether from breadbasket items.
We have to collect the money was outstanding, and say the big corporation that owe real property tax, and so forth. I think they need to properly try to collect them and try to cut the tax for behaving people, even like the breadbasket item that they put tax on and they take the tax back off, So that's my comment.
So what are your thoughts on this? Because, it's rough out there. A lot of people are going through a lot of difficulties. But you have some big time businesses who getting away with not paying what they owe the government. And everybody could, have the hardest mouth in terms of what the government needs to do. And, the potholes and education and this and the next, and the government should be doing this and the government need to do that. But the government need money to do these things. And if people aren't paying what is owed to the government, but at the same time saying, don't raise no taxes on us, you can't have your cake and eat it too. So what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you on this. Whether or not you believe that this is a good plan to go after people that having people and companies that owe so much money to the government. I mean, big time money is owed out there, and the millions upon millions of dollars is owed to the government. And if they could just collect all of the funds that are outstanding, I think it could make a huge difference in terms of minimizing some of our debt and providing better services to the people of the Bahamas. Some places you go around the world and their taxes are very high, but the people aren't complaining because they've seen what they're getting for paying those taxes. So they have good roads and an excellent healthcare system that's free for all, and excellent educational system. And I mean, you name it, they're living in some, much better circumstances that we are living in. So yeah, their tax rates are high, but at the end of the day, they could see what they're getting for that money, what they spend. And I think the problem that a lot of people here have is that they don't believe they're getting value for money. You're saying you're going to, we have to pay this tax and the next tax, but yet the road's filled with potholes. Yet, our educational system is sorely lacking. The healthcare system is falling apart in many ways. I mean, and so are you in support of the government and its efforts to try to go after people or companies that owe the government money? Do you think this is a good move? Because some regular people can fall under that as well. People who haven't been paying their real property tax, for instance. It's not just going to be big businesses that are going to be impacted by this, or wealthy people who haven't been paying their taxes that are going to be impacted by this. There's going to be some regular folks too who may have fallen behind because they've fallen on hard times. But the government says it's coming for its things. So what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi, thank you for taking my call, and good afternoon to you, Michelle.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, both governments sort of just take it easy with these tax collection because it's a small society and you're my friend. So, I could let you. And I understand there are a lot of people who owe inland revenue, close to $1 billion, collectively, maybe more.
A lot of money.
Yeah, and what has happened? I'm not going to call the name, but what has happened is the company shut down, but they ain't open it up no more. So they still didn't collect the money, and they could sell what they like, but some people are just going to go under, and this is where we have allowed ourselves to come. Mm-hmm. But I would like to comment on a clip that you played where the lady said there's no need to bring in any these people who come in and give us advice. What you call them again?
Consultant.
Yeah, consultant. Did the budget include any money for that, or was that mentioned, or would that happen anyway? Because
I'm not sure.
Okay, but I would like to bring your attention to a study that was done. It cost this university, can't remember the name, cost them $3 million to conduct this study. And here was what the study, and I'm going to tie it into this conversation with the budget. The study was done to say, if we were to give every animal the ability that humans have to think and reason and do all sorts of things, which one will be the first one to find water? All right? But that's not the sweet part. Which one you think was the last one, Michelle, to find water? Just take a guess.
Which animal was the last one to find water?
Let's say all animals have the ability of humans to think, reason, and do research and conduct studies and so forth. Which animal do you think was the last one, true study, to find water?
Help me out. Who? Which one? Which one?
The fish. Fish. The fish. The irony of it is the fish. And you know why?
Why?
We just like the fish. We living in all this abundance of wealth and can't see it because we have to look outside for someone to show it to us. And this is what successive governments have been relying on. You see, the Prime Minister went all the way, I don't know, somewhere in Europe, and talk about giving some kind of clemency to persons who commit crime, and never mentioned to the Bahamian people. But his audience is only to lay taxes on the Bahamian people indirectly, saying you ain't getting it, but you're getting it, but to go and talk about us to foreigners, to get advice as to how to run the country. We living in all this water, right? But we don't know it. We need someone to tell us. And that study really indicated something strong that we need to consider, because the fish in the water and didn't even know it, couldn't find it. And that's us. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate you calling. Thank you so much. That's a very interesting observation indeed. You can't see the forest for the trees. Wow. I have often said that we sell ourselves short. We're like a very, very beautiful woman that doesn't know her value, and so she prostitutes herself. We sell ourselves short. We've all seen it on our various jobs in many different scenarios where I'll give an example. Many years ago when I was at ZMS, I was assigned to put on paper a plan of action to make some major changes there in terms of how to revamp the whole service that we were providing. And I took my time and I put together a comprehensive plan as to what needed to be done. And I submitted it, and it was received, and then it was put on the shelf. to gather dust. After I left ZMS to become a consultant at the Ministry of Tourism, I understood that they went out and they hired a bunch of consultants from Canada and paid them a hefty sum of money to do a review of what they think needed to be done to turn the station around. And I've been advised that the very same things that were put in that proposal that was sitting on a shelf gathering dust is what these people came and said. The very same recommendations. But they found the money to pay them because they foreign. So foreign must be better than local, like our brains are and capable of thinking as well as theirs. They already had the information in front of them. They chose to ignore it because it came from within their own. Who's Michelle? Who she is? Well, why should we listen to her? We got to go away to Canada and find some people to come here and tell us what she done tell us. And then say we following a plan that's implemented or suggested by the consultants that we paid all this money to when the information was sitting right there. This is a Bahamian thing. It's unfortunate. But Candy is right. You have a lot of people on the ground, right here in the Bahamas, who understand how to address the problem, taking into consideration our culture. Because what people often don't realize is when you go out and you bring in these international consultants, they may come with some good ideas, but do those ideas fit in or correlate with the culture in which they want to implement those ideas? That's the thing that people tend to overlook and forget. The fact that, yeah, they may come in and talk about, how to do it from their perspective, but is their perspective taking into consideration the culture of the Bahamas, the way the Bahamians think and act and react? And if the answer is no, then even if you decide you want to bring in some people, at least have some Bahamians sitting in on a panel with them to say, well, yeah, that may be a good idea, but we're in the Bahamas and this is how things work in the Bahamas. It would be helpful. Mario is asking for the telephone numbers: 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. WhatsApp line 8010271, 8010271. So yeah, unfortunately, caller, Candy's right. Now whether or not there is a line in the budget that applies to that, I don't know. I have not had an opportunity to see the budget communication as yet, so I can only go by what has been reported in the media. But based on history, we love to do that. We love to go look for the consultant, particularly if they have a lighter hue and whatever they say is gospel. We have another call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, good afternoon, Miss Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
Yes, this is Kendall Hollow, free boy.
Hi, Kendall.
Yes, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, man, I good. How are you?
Love you like a sister. Well, anyway, I call to enlighten you and the audience. With me, C. Allen was talking about the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the GB, the water place was acting like one entity, but there's two. And now the Prime Minister and everybody is talking about it now. So I don't want people, Grand Bahama and the Bahamas, to not recognize that me and C. Allen had this topic long time ago and we had this issue. So we on top of things. You understand? Me, you, and him. So I just want to bring that to light. And the other thing,
they saying they're gonna do something with Port Authority. It's nothing they could do with Port Authority because them agreement was before Ping and this agreement was with Ping independent because we're not independent. We're still running by other entity along with other Caribbean islands. So the agreement they made is nothing to do with Port Authority. That's only a talk for us, like always talk for us. You know what I mean? And that's how we gotta live it. But we got some smart people out there. Can't do nothing about it, but give our input on the stuff. You have a good day. Yo.
Thank you for calling and enjoy your holiday weekend. I've actually pulled a clip that I was going to start our second half of the show with, dealing with the Grand Bahama Port Authority and what the Prime Minister had to say as it relates to the budget communication and his comments on the Grand Bahama Port Authority, which, by the way, are gathering quite a bit of attention from various parties, including the official opposition and other stakeholders. So I want to talk about but since you brought it up, we might as well start now. We're going to take a break in a few minutes, but what I'll do is I'll play the clip with what the Prime Minister had to say as it relates to the Grand Bahama Port Authority. We'll take a break, and then on the other side of the break, we'll also hear from the opposition and other stakeholders in response to what he had to say, and then I want to hear from you guys as well. So here's what the Prime Minister had to say during the budget communication yesterday as it relates to the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Grand Bahama contributes 12% of the overall GDP of the Bahamas. Yet its economy declined by 9% compared to the previous year. There was a silver lining as the tourism sector witnessed a slight increase in 2022, which was evident in the growth of the accommodation and food and services industries. Unfortunately, the statistics show a prolonged decline in the Grand Bahamian economy. The evidence confirms the view of my government that the Hawksbill Creek Agreement economic model, which is meant to attract foreign direct investment, does not work. Furthermore, in our view, the governance model of the Grand Bahama Port Authority must change. The Hawksbill Creek Agreement does not work. The Port Authority must change in order to realize the promise, growth, and prosperity which we all desire. Additionally, the government of the Bahamas has serious concerns regarding the Port Authority and its related companies with the terms and conditions of the Hawksbill Creek Act and the subsequent amendments. Previous administrations have made efforts to tackle the situation, but the issue is clearly systemic and fundamental. We believe, Madam Speaker, the time has come for decisive action. In due course, we will make a separate detailed announcement, and it may be during the course of the debate.
So, what does that decisive action entail? Depending on who you ask, what the Prime Minister said yesterday with regard to the Port Authority, them's fighting words. I'm sure that many people aren't going to take that lying down. Matter of fact, criticism started almost immediately after the budget communication as to uh, you know, what people view as the role of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and whether or not there is anything that can be done. Um, you know, I want to, let's see, 2 minutes before the break. This clip is 3:30. Let's go to this clip. Here is what the official opposition had to say as it relates to the prime minister's remarks.
Well, opposition leader Michael Pintard doesn't at all agree with the comments made by Prime Minister Philip Davis surrounding the Hawksbill Agreement and the government's strained relationship with the Grand Bahama Port Authority. He made these comments today at a press conference in the minority room of the House of Assembly following the budget communication.
I want to make it absolutely clear. We have 3 members of Parliament as a part of our caucus who are from Grand Bahama. But we've lived throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and we've seen governments function, but we've seen this government function and its dysfunction. We're going to make it absolutely clear. We are not in support of any attempts by this administration, whether it's an attempt to nationalize, which we certainly don't believe that could be on the table, but we use the term just for the sake of completeness, that this government ought to engage in a conversation with the residents of Grand Bahama, the licensees of the port. Obviously, they should be in conversation with the port, the industrials, all stakeholders in Grand Bahama about any contemplation that they have relative to GBPA. We believe, and we have said it more than this administration, we have a concern about the quality of performance of GBPA and its related companies.
Pintard adds that the opposition believes that the country needs investors that have regulatory responsibilities to have more skin in the game. That said, he says the opposition is willing to sit with all stakeholders to discuss the way forward. Pintard also voices concerns about the government's relationship with the business community, charging that the government conveniently finds itself in the pockets of business owners when it needs cash.
This is a government that promised that it would improve the ease of doing business. What has happened is, in fact, quite the opposite. And we have any number of examples of businesses that have made this case. I'm advised that one good way to evaluate bad money managers is to what extent, when they are having money problems, they seek to take yours.
The Marco City MP also expresses disappointment that the issue of the depleting National Insurance Fund wasn't mentioned at all in the communication.
NIB did not come up. He and the minister in his own office are at odds in terms of what must happen. And so we're very much concerned that the Prime Minister continues to break his promise to address head-on these very important issues. He must not shy away from making decisions that would be in our best interest, but at a minimum, he should have a discussion with the public to signal what his intentions are.
And he's also concerned about the lack of information as it relates to how the government will invest in the fight against crime, a key pillar in this year's budget.
The Prime Minister did, I believe, for the first time, mention some of the provisions that we have been talking about for months. Collaboration with different groups with a view of addressing the social conditions, the underlying conditions for crime. But clearly, he has not outlined, and we'll see over the course of the next 2 weeks, all of the budgetary allocations to anchor those collaborations and programs.
All right, we will all be listening and watching with bated breath over the next 2 weeks as the budget debate gets underway to hear specifics, because what usually happens during the tabling of the communication is that you get the broad overview, whereas when you get into the debate, now we're talking about specifics. So that's where we will get more information over the next 2 weeks. So we're going to take a break. On the other side, I'd love to hear from you as to who do you agree with thus far as the budget debate is concerned, or the budget presentation is concerned. Are you looking forward with excitement to find out the details about the promises made by the Prime Minister during the budget debate, or do you believe, like the opposition, that these are just that promises? And do you have very little uh, confidence to see them come to fruition? I want to hear from you guys. This is a TGI T open line show today, so this is your opportunity to sound off. Because I ain't know about you, but tomorrow Michelle ain't gonna be here. No, sir. I'll be enjoying my holiday. So give us a call. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after this.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting sugar-free berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, tints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
And we are back. Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM on this TGIT Open Line Show. The numbers to call in case you want to chime in: 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. The WhatsApp line for messages or calls is 8010271, 801-0271. We are streaming live on Facebook on the official Michelle Malcolm page, as well as the official YouTube channels of Global 99.5 FM and Michelle Malcolm. And you can also check us out on Cable Bahamas, channel 974, and on your radio dial here on Global 99.5 FM in New Providence. You can also tune in from Grand Bahama, and a special welcome to you all who are tuned in from Grand Bahama. You guys, we're going to be talking much about Grand Bahama during this portion of the show, but we have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great, thank you. Yeah, so with this budget communication, I know one of the things they said was there would be no new taxes. Now, based on the history of this administration, I mean, and obviously we can't believe a word they say. So, I'm expecting new taxes. That's what I'm always expecting. But a few months ago, Bram Rutherford was on Facebook holding a Guardian saying, the Guardian said, the Bahamas trades $3 trillion a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, $3 trillion, and we're paying taxes. And why we can't be taxed that? This government, the only thing they know how to do is put tax on the Bahamian people, and that's it.
If you wanna argue why I can't be taxed at $3 trillion, I wouldn't stop at this administration. That could go back many administrations why they didn't make that decision. Would you agree?
Well, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But when are we going to stop allowing, and the big word here is allowing, these two administrations to play ping pong with us in our lives, with their ridiculousness.
That's a multi-million-dollar question. If you knew, I knew. I don't know. Bahamian people are stuck in their ways when it comes to this being a two-party system, and
this is crazy. And I have some bad news for you.
What's that?
Yeah, you owe me $55,000.
Okay, how so?
How so?
Yeah.
Do I have to justify it?
I owe you $55,000?
Yeah.
Me personally?
Yeah.
So first of all, I don't even know who I'm talking to.
Well,
I don't even know. I don't know myself to owe anybody $55,000. So what you need to do is you need to leave your name and number so I can call you back and see what delusion you under.
No. See, here is the thing, right? Here is the thing, and this is kind of anyway. Here's the thing: the government can say without justification,
right,
that we owe them money.
Right.
No justification. I'm talking about stuff like real property tax and VAT. So I spent my money and bought my property, built my place, no help from the government.
Mm-hmm.
And the government can show up and just say it, I owe them money. I mean, that's what the Italian mob does or used to do in New York.
Well, I don't know of any country in the world where you can get away with paying no taxes. If you know of one, let me know so I can move there. There's a reason for taxes.
No, I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. Justify it. Okay, so they're saying national insurance is running out of money. How much money did they spend on the government house refurbishing that building? I mean, if you drive down Market Street, the preacher, the apostle, whatever his name is, if you drive past his church every day in the afternoon, you see Bahamians line up for trying to get free food, something to eat. These people are taking our money and doing what they want to do, like refurbishing. I mean, and, my people are hungry, and I'm going to take millions of dollars to refurbish that house. And other things that they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there's some questionable things that happen, and you wonder why they decide to spend money on what they spend money on and not spend it on other things. It happens time and time and time again. But we allowing it. And we are facilitating it by continuing the cycle. So unless we decide to stand up and say we want the Freedom of Information Act now, we want the Sovereign Wealth Fund to benefit all Bahamians now, Unless we start requiring these various administrations to be more accountable, why should they?
Yeah, well,
If we don't
well,
require it.
I think, and I know you have people waiting to get on the show, and so this is the last thing I want to say.
Right.
I think we need to get organized and come up with some lawsuits and some, to come against this government, our government. I talk FNM and PLC, whoever in government, when they start doing foolishness like what we're seeing, because there's no way we hire these people, and every prime minister come in and go out, we are in a worse position. And that's what's happening. That's bad management. We need to fire our managers.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know of any private company where you hire somebody, they're doing a poor job and then you hire them back.
I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, but this is what we
But
do.
I appreciate you taking my call. Sorry.
Thank you for calling.
All right, thank you.
All right, this is what we do, people. If a private corporation ran the way we allow our governments to run, they would not be in business very long. They would go out of business, or they would fire some people. And again, this is not pointing a finger at any one particular administration, because we've seen time and time again. And the challenge is what we need to understand why we keep seeing this happen time and time again, not just because we're passive people and we don't say anything and we don't do anything and we don't want to get up and take a stand. But these parties, these administrations are made up of human beings, and human beings are flawed. So as long as we continue to ignore requirements like character and other things that go to the quality of the human being as opposed to the color of the party they represent, we're dealing with flawed human beings who are going to make bad decisions. That's reality. We keep voting for people based on party colors. So no matter who the party put forward, we ain't checking for their character. We're not checking for whether or not we are in agreement with their moral standing or their philosophy or any such thing. We don't care who they send, long as they wear the party colors, we voting for them. So you lay down the dog, you wake up with fleas. You play with puppy, they lick him out. We should not be surprised at the end of the day when we get what we get, because we facilitate in that. We revel in that. And it's so bad, and it's become so deeply entrenched that people will attack you, verbally or otherwise, if you dare to say, I disagree. You see the fight going on within the FNM that's spilling out into the public space right now. I played a video on my show the other day with one FNM supporter with this arm on the shoulder, but another one telling them, you can get right, but you can get right. Really? Over politics? This will be going on? Did anybody notice anything interesting about the clip that I played earlier on this show with the leader of the opposition, Michael Pintard, responding to the budget communication? And you saw his caucus, his parliamentary colleagues standing behind him, but one of them seemed to be missing. Now, I don't know if the cameraman just was shooting so tight that he was there and the cameraman just missed him, or if he just was not there. I'm talking about our former Prime Minister, Hubert Dennis, who blind Blake could see is vying for leadership again. So he clearly, unless, like I said, the camera somehow missed him, one of the things I noticed, why isn't he standing behind his leader? Politics is a serious thing. Power is even more serious. And when you see somebody so hungry for power that they'll slit your throat to get it, my recommendation is you don't walk away from that person. Run. Because that's a dangerous human being. And if you can't follow somebody else, then why you expect anybody to follow you? These are the kind of questions that I ask. The best leaders are people who can follow others. If you can't follow somebody else, if you can't allow someone else to sit in leadership and you have to undercut them every turn you get so you could sit in the seat, something wrong with you. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't aspire to become leader or to be leader again, but my God, you can't show support for the current leader while you aspire. Because when you were sitting in the seat, you went for the jugular. Anybody who you thought had any kind of aspiration to be leader. So, there's a saying my late soror Maya Angelou once famously said, when people will show you who they are, believe them the first time. Believe them the first time. Don't sit back and allow somebody to walk over you time and time and time again and you still hoping that they can change. Don't believe them the first time. You have to call on the line. Call up on the GPS.
Yes, Miss Malcolm.
Caller, you there? Hi.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
Miss
we're
Malcolm.
listening.
Yeah.
Yes.
The same. The Prime Minister is following the same road the former Prime Minister was walking in. With this budget yesterday, listen, they used to give them each constituency $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, we can drop it.
Mm-hmm.
He gone and put on another 50,000 on it.
Mm.
He said we can drop to 2,500 what they used to give them for the office. He put on another 10.
Mm-hmm.
Some family island, they don't even need no $100,000, no $150,000 to run no little family island and stuff like that. See, but you try to wonder what is going on, but you ain't here. Mr. Pendad, he ain't touched that because this can benefit them. You see? So when Mr. Minnis did last time he was in office with 100,000, and they was getting this money every 3 quarters, going direct into their savings account. When they get through the office, did they spend all of that money? Or did they give an account to say, well, this what left or we going to send back this? Or nobody hear nothing about that. That just going under the water. I mean, come on, why they are doing this to the people then?
Because we allow
now they come back around and they do it to us again. And when you go around and look at the pothole in the road, look at somebody's consistency. Look at the MP for Mayor Guani now when Ackland. People don't even see him. But the money is gonna be going to his account.
Well, I don't think that was a smart move. It should not be going to their personal account.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, how do and then with such little accountability, that was not a smart move.
When we see the former Prime Minister did it, he should have come back around and changed it and say, no, we ain't gonna do this like this. We're gonna make sure if you have something to do in your consistency, you make up a requisition and put it send it to where we're supposed to go to get this money. So when we want this on account, we know this already gonna be on the books and stuff like this.
Mm.
You know, this is a good time for Lincoln Bain now to start to make his move and stuff like this because the two major parties failed. Miss Orentia, I don't know why she going on the other side, but it's up to her. This is the right time for her also. Anyone Stevie Wonder could see, there's going to be a change. There are going to be some people are going down with this present government now because it's it's not new. I really thought this government really come in to deal with all this corruption and different things and stuff like that. To you know, they the people may be working, may get two jobs, but then again, if you still have a country that Stevie Wonder could see things that are not going right, corruption and different things, the crime and stuff like that. We need to deal with these things. Dealing just with saying ain't gonna be no more tax and all of that. All that is good in this place to go after the people that who owe the government. Yes, get your money from them so you could pay and do. But when you get the money, look at the road. Last, I think it was a couple of days back, they had all that rain. Every little 10 feet you make, you drop it in pothole. And that MP who gonna get this money also? Like, there's no shame. They don't have no shame to say, you know something, man, let me call my permanent secretary up and deal with this and stuff like that. It's like, what country we are running? They have failed to put these people to work. They have failed to put these people to work, and these people got to pass these different potholes and different things, breaking up all your shock. If your shock ain't no good, you can't make a noise on the road. Your tire them ain't no good, and all of that. Oh, I mean, who should we look for? Who can help us? Do you have the answer?
I wish I did. I've been saying on my show quite a bit as of late. Yes, every organization, every country needs a leader. But I think one of the problems that has gotten us into this quagmire is the fact that we put all our hopes into human beings just like us. The thing what I'm trying to say is we don't need another hero. We all need to become a part of the solution. We all need to get in on the fight because we have seen what has happened when we put all of our trust and hopes in a hero, a human hero who is bound to fail. Um, so I'm not going to promote any one particular individual or party. I'm just going to say we don't need another hero. And I'm not saying that that doesn't mean that you shouldn't support any particular party that you support, but stop looking for a hero and let's figure out how we as a collective can make the difference. I think that's a part of our biggest problem.
But I understand that too. But you need somebody to take the stand that you can go behind them.
Yes,
You
I'm not
can go up
disagreeing
and
with
be
that.
some.
I'm not
Okay,
disagreeing with that. I'm just saying,
right.
we got to stop where whoever that person is, we decide we can put our support behind. That we just following them hook, line, and sinker, and whatever they say is gospel, and we can't think for ourselves because then we become another tribe. Right now, our biggest problem is we dealing with these two entrenched tribes. But you think you can solve the problem by becoming another tribe? Make it make sense.
I
We
say
don't need another hero. We need to come together as a people, regardless of party colors, to make a change in this nation. That's what we need.
I see. I spoke to somebody today that they're coming. They're making a comeback. They're going to be running in.
Yeah, I got a clip. I can play that later.
Okay, you get that. But I
Yeah,
spoke with him today, and he said any day now. And
yeah.
my last
It
point is
was actually a clip on the news. But listen,
yeah, I know. But yes, my last point is I see
Uh-huh.
the embassy. They put up the red flag. I mean the rainbow flag.
Yeah, well, you got to
You
realize
know.
that every embassy is a foreign territory. That embassy
Yeah.
is, although it's located in the Bahamas, that embassy is not on Bahamian land as far as international protocol is concerned. That embassy is that's American property. That's
Yeah.
America. So they can
Yeah.
do what
So
they want.
exactly. So people could vote. They could make much noise that they won't make. They ain't going around there, and they ain't going in that yard to make no noise and carry on.
No, because that ain't Bahamian. That's America. Listen, well, I got another call on the line, eh?
Okay.
All right. Thanks for calling. Hello, caller. You still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Hi. How are you?
I'm okay. Good afternoon, Michelle. Always listening to your show, but first time caller.
Thank you.
I could concur with you, because as a Bahamian, we too color party. We need to look beyond that and come together collectively, like you said, as a Bahamian and people to make changes in our own country. We keep on putting the same set of people in time after time after time. And I wonder if some of us do consult God for the people that we go and mark our X to. Because some of these MPs, they are just recycled MPs. They are recycling themselves with different party. They go to one party, they recycle themselves, and they come to the other party. They recycle. It's just a recycling business we got going on. And corruption is in all parties. This administration couldn't come in and clean up what they are doing also. They have been corrupt also in the past. So corruption just keeps following itself. I mean, and I know the Prime Minister said that he wants to implement a lot of stuff. Enough with the talk. Just start making it make sense so that the Bahamian people can say, okay, we see what he's doing. Because you can talk a good talk and not do anything. I'm tired of seeing these pageantry where they clip these ribbons, throw this dirt, do this, that. I'm done with that. I'm done with the partying because all of these things that they're doing is just a cover up so that we cannot stay focused as a Bahamian as to what the real issues are and keep calling them out on it. Thank you, and you have a safe holiday.
All right, you do as well. Thank you so much for calling, and thanks for being a part of the GPS family. All right, guys, we got to take a break. On the other side of the break, we can talk about that fellow who said he coming back. I had one more clip to play as it relates to the budget, but I think we can move on. Yeah, we can talk about that fellow who said he coming back. And then we could also talk about the cruise port opening. Bahamas, New Providence in particular, now has this amazing new cruise port that is, they say, one of the best in the world. What does that mean? And how is it going to impact the Bahamians? We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. Stay with us.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after this.
At Lee Air, safety is our #1 priority. Flying since 1996, we offer scheduled flights into Fresh Creek and Mangrove Key Andros and Great Harbor Key, Berry Island, twice daily, 7 days a week. Affordable charter services are also available to anywhere in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Lee Air Charter Services. Call 225-3267, 702-7127, or 322-1317 for reservations.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
For all your building needs, it's Carib Construction and Project Management on Gladstone Road. We build it all: schools, homes, hotels, and more, including structures requiring a Phase 3 electrical contractor. We also provide project management services. The first step towards your dream building begins at Carib Construction and Project Management. Call us at 376-1556 or 341-4466.
One of the things I love about the mailboat is their relationship with Bahamas Air. I can earn travel points on my international freight and redeem them when I fly.
For me, online shopping is easy with Mailboat's U.S. addresses and regular freight delivery to Nassau. Plus, I can always prepay customs and freight, and they always notify me when my package arrives.
Yeah, a lot of people think the Mailboat is just for shipping, but they also offer a safe and secure storage facility at affordable rates, all in a central, convenient location.
We also offer passenger service into Freeport multiple times per week with a seating capacity of over 450 persons. With family movies on large screens, one hot meal included, and on-board lounge for snacks and soft drinks. We're the Mailboat. We're bridging people, products, and places.
Executive Printers is your one-stop shop for all your branding and customization needs. Letterheads, envelopes, business cards, invoices, share and gift certificates, rubber stamps, vouchers, funeral programs, brochures, flyers, banners, and promotional items like mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, and key rings, all with personable service and great quality. No project is too small or too large. For great turnaround and competitive pricing, make an executive decision. Call us at 393-5011.
Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. The numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. The WhatsApp line for messages or calls is 801-0271, 801-0271. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS. Caller, you still there?
Good evening.
Hi.
Ms. Malcolm?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yes, we're listening.
Ms. Malcolm?
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Ms. Malcolm, I would like to offer a few words.
Mm-hmm.
At this stage of our struggle, we do need a national hero. Continue, Ms. Malcolm, on the recent budget communication. Our Prime Minister stated that $1 million will be given to the National School of Performing Arts. Where is that and where is it located? It just don't make no sense.
Okay.
Continually, he also stated that Bahamians will pay less taxes. But when you are married to everything, Ms. Malcolm, it's tax upon tax upon tax upon tax. We cannot breathe because the Prime Minister as Minister of Finance. And what I would like to recommend that the Prime Minister give up that position as Minister of Finance and appoint someone else to be the Minister of Finance. Because it's not a one-man band. And we as Bahamians should not live in these conditions. Thank you, Ms. Malcolm.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. I want to read a couple of your comments, both from Facebook and WhatsApp. So, Golden Goddess says, did y'all hear David say that he's opening a huge tax evasion unit like the IRS, which means he plans on locking up plenty of people he needs to get out immediately? I have someone who sent in a message on WhatsApp that says, good day, Miss Malcolm. These people complain about everything. We want to go to the politicians for everything. They want the politicians pay their light bill, their rent. These things cost money. If they don't get the allowance, how we want them, help them. They want the roads fixed. Things cost money. Everyone wants things, but these things cost money. When they talk about taxes, people don't want to pay taxes. I have another comment that says, come on now. These politicians are smart people. They know where monies are that can be collected without hurting the average Joe. National insurance alone that employers are collecting yet not turning in is just one example. They will talk about collecting real property tax. However, when the process starts, who are they going to harass? The average Bahamian out there struggling to make ends meet? Which rich persons out there who can afford it while rich persons out there who can afford it get concessions. They owe hundreds of thousands of dollars everywhere they go. I think it's so idiotic that when a rich person comes here, these politicians and business persons will tell them, hey, your food is on the house. We paid for your room or rental car. They can afford it. Charge them. Stop riding the backs of poor people after you've given all the concessions to the rich. After all, it's our salaries that keep this economy running. I watched employers run down customers for a $20 debt, but let rich persons rack up debts of thousands of dollars. Why? Because they don't want to lose the business. But does that make sense? If that money is not on your books, you just practice a penny wise and a pound foolish system. Those are all comments coming in from our viewing or listening audience. With regard to the comment about a tax evasion unit like the RIS, which means they're planning on locking plenty of people up. Listen, man. If you owe the government money, pay the government money. Work out some kind of arrangement if you can't pay it all at once. But don't ignore the bill. And this goes to a few rich, poor, or in between. Now, I agree. Many of the wealthy have been getting away with not paying their fair share of taxes. Many big businesses haven't paid national insurance in years, and the only way you find out is when you, the worker, go to claim, and they say, ain't no payment been coming in here for you. That time you've been paying for years. That's how many people find out that their employers haven't been up to date paying the bills. But the bottom line is millions upon millions of dollars that can help to fix the problems that we are all complaining about are owed to the government. And we can't on the one hand say, oh, the government needs to do better, the government needs to do more, the government needs to do this, the government needs to do the next. But yet, we got a problem paying the taxes that will help the government to do just that. Now, Is there often misappropriation of funds? Yes. Is there often corruption? Yes. I ain't denying that. But my point is, don't not collect because of that. Deal with both. Collect what is owed to you and deal with the corruption. Deal with the misappropriation. Deal with both. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon, Lady Malcolm. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Boy, so 50-50. If I don't listen to shows like this, sometime you'll pull out all the hair and you'll go insane in this country. Because Bahamians are exactly what you say and what I agree with. That when elections roll around and them fellas roll out them machinery, all this talk and complaining we've been there 50 years goes straight out the window. And they go vote one of them same fellas right back in to go complain again another 5 years. Well, I had me one of the most horrible experiences in the last 3 weeks, even though I called the show last Tuesday from the place where I was. That was Princess Margaret Hospital.
Okay.
Listen, Lady Malcolm, we got a million problems in this country. Princess Margaret Hospital is leading the fight almost up there with crime and those things and marital rape and all that kind of stuff. I went to the hospital, I fractured my leg 3 weeks ago. Fractured femur, that's the big bone. 4 or 5 days later, they checked me in, put a temporary cast on me. 4 or 5 days later, the junior doctor come to me and tell me I discharged. I said, well, doc, when that happened? Because, I just reach on the ward, nobody come like I used to and coach you along and tell you, well, okay, you good enough to go home 5 days. So people try to put me out. But being a union man and a taxpayer, I had to read the riot act on top of them. So when the senior doctor comes, he started shouting up in the air and all kind of things. And I told him, well, doc, with that kind of attitude, mean you ain't gonna go too far. You understand? And then he decided to calm down. And then I explained to him what was going on. Jesus, we got to resend, not go home. This is change this gas, The next day, the pipe boys, the water flooded. Then everybody in the bar ran with mop trying to clean the floor. And Lady Malcolm, you always speak about it. The only thing more need is water and a little bit of air conditioning. Okay? And those girls, they do a good job mopping. But all they doing is mopping the discoloration on the floor. You can see the mold, the different discolorations in the cracks and the crevices. Attitude. I asked one of the PCAs to close the curtain, please, so I could do my little bathing and thing in privacy. She closed the curtain so far, leave one 5-foot gap in it. So I said, Miss, can you? I don't know how many things y'all want me to do. I don't know how many things y'all want me to do. Wait. All of y'all keep calling. I said, Miss, you already was closing the curtain. All I ask you to do is finish close it. I said, with that kind of attitude, Miss, I might as well get up with my broke leg and try to close. Oh, but get up with your broke leg and close it yourself. Bob, woman gone. Leave me there. I had to get the other patient in the next bed to get up and close the curtain for me. Now, the patient relationship that they used to have in the hospital, that is gone. Because anybody you ask or talk to speak from the doctor's side got attitude in there. These people have lost it. And the only thing that everybody come, even the dog tell me last night, you discharged. I was only man must he get discharged from the hospital in 3 weeks 5 times. And ain't nobody know what was going on. So they tell me they need the bed. I said, listen, I am a taxpayer. You see, I have a fractured femur. No therapy, no nothing like y'all used to do. No doctor coming to come to me to let me know how far this thing going. If I safe enough to go, you tell me you need the bed. I said, if you get information, I need the bed too. I ain't worrying about who coming in after me because y'all shuffling us through this hospital like grocery. They got a cashier to take the groceries and they're shuffling you through. That is what they do into that hospital. It is no more patient care. It is no more nothing. Nothing, Lady Malcolm. That hospital is deplorable. Now, I ain't saying everybody don't like that because you have some nice ones, and but they few and far apart. You got to eat cold food every day. Sure, people can call in and tell you about that. Cold food. And the nurses will tell you, baby, can't warm that up because we're not allowed to put the patient's food in the microwave. Get the microwave for the patient. Lady Malcolm, it is terrible. Did the Prime Minister mention anything about that hospital and the hospital?
Again, I haven't had an opportunity to see the full communication, so I'm not sure. I didn't get to watch it yesterday, and I haven't seen a copy of the full communication. But we will know over the next course of 2 weeks during the debate exactly what is what. We'll know.
Okay, well, I can drop these last two snippets that the staff members, the young nurses, speaking about in the hospital. A&E started just remodeling because the hospital done there, so they went in there to do some remodeling of A&E and work restructuring.
Right.
Started prior to COVID. COVID has been on for almost 4 years now. The American Embassy started shortly during COVID, after COVID started. Then go on down in the ground 10 stories. Then come back out the ground 10 stories and then finish. And they've changed 5 contractors in the hospital trying to finish A&E, and A&E ain't finished yet. Where the money going and who these people is. And the nurses, the young nurses, say they leave it. Because the government is treating the Filipino nurses and those much better than they are. That's why they got that drain in the hospital to the tune where the nurses renamed PMH, the Filipino Margaret Hospital, like on that one. That I think they can make.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Thanks for calling. I have no comment on that. No comment whatsoever. Okay. We got a lot of work to do, people. We got a lot of work to do. Let's see. Mr. Gibson says he's coming back. Shane Gibson says he's going to run again. Let's play that real quick before we take our last break, and then we can talk about the future. Check this out.
More than 3 years after being acquitted of corruption charges after he left office in 2017 and revealing plans to exit frontline politics, former Progressive Liberal Party Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson telling our news he intends to run in the 2026 general election. In fact, Gibson says he's already formally made his intentions known to his party.
My first choice is the Progressive Liberal Party. I've made application to them. I'm waiting on them to respond. They've not responded yet. They have not acknowledged my letter. They've not said anything. Even though I've had conversation with them and they've said exactly what they feel about it at this time in terms of not having an issue with me being down there. And so the thing is, I'm available to run. I will run. I'm a people's person. I believe in, I'm result driven. I believe in getting things done.
Gibson held the Golden Gate seat for the Progressive Liberal Party from 2002 until being defeated at the polls in 2017. This time, he has his eye on the Michael constituency, which consists of Miguana, Inagua, Crooked Island, Acklands, and Long Key. It was widely reported last year that Gibson was interested in that seat after local dailies published an October 22 letter Gibson wrote to the PLP Secretary General Barbara Cartwright. In it, Gibson said he had been inundated with calls from frustrated voters who encouraged him to offer himself as a candidate. The current Michael MP is Basil McIntosh, who is also a PLP. However, Gibson says he will only vie for the seat on one condition.
As I've told the Member of Parliament, when I first decided to consider it, listen to him. I called him, I say, I'm interested, what are your thoughts on running again? He said he wasn't sure. If he come to me today and say, Gibson, I intend to run in the next election, I'll withdraw because I respect incumbents.
And should the PLP not accept his application,
I'm prepared to exercise any option to run. My first choice is to run with the Progressive Liberal Party. I'm a PLP, right? But if they, for some reason, don't want me to run for them, which I don't see, but if for some reason they don't want me, then I have to look at all other options.
Well, there you have it. Love to hear your thoughts, but we have to take a break. So let's take this break. And then with the time that we have left in the show, we'll talk about Mr. Gibson's intention to return. And if time permits, we'll talk about the opening of the new cruise port. Stay with us. This is GPS.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after this.
Blood sugar levels play a key role in your appetite, weight gain, and overall health. When you have a blood sugar spike, you can feel confused, dizzy, and even have increased cravings. Eating carbohydrates, sugary or fatty foods, and not exercising can all cause blood sugar spikes. But now you have help in managing blood sugar levels. Sweeties by Youngevity was designed to help support healthy blood sugar levels so you can power through your day. It's a synergistic blend of minerals, herbs, and nutrients that have been proven to support healthy blood sugar levels. Sweeties includes chromium, an essential trace mineral that's known for its contribution to healthy blood sugar levels and improved metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Cinnamon bark has been included for its naturally occurring antioxidants and support of a healthy heart. And we've even added gymnema. It's been used in Ayurveda for centuries to help promote healthy blood sugar. All the ingredients in Sweeties work together to give the best support available for blood sugar control. Sweeties, the blood sugar support supplement from Youngevity that helps control cravings and manage blood sugar levels through your day. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
As you age, factors like health, weight, diet, and lifestyle can all impact your bones, joints, and general mobility. Even everyday exercise can lead to wear and tear on your body. Over time, you might start to experience stiffness or pain due to damaged joints or connective tissue. Ultimate Glucogel by Youngevity was created to help you limit the effects of wear on your joints. It delivers a daily dose of collagen-rich gelatin your body needs for joint elasticity and maintenance. Ultimate Glucogel contains a 1-to-1 ratio of gelatin and glucosamine sulfate, which is a key building block of your bone matrix, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, and connective tissue. Gelatin's unique blend of amino acids not only help with muscle and joint health, but also has been shown to provide additional benefits for the brain, skin, and hair. Ultimate Glucogel. Natural, optimal daily support for joint health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome back. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi, good afternoon, Michelle. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. Like the caller had said earlier, these recycle MPs. Why do they like to go to these family islands? And the MPs that are in these family islands right now, they're not even doing the job. Those family islands make water. See, nobody just be checking for those people in the family islands, but they go there time after time after time for their vote. And these family islands are suffering. Do they have a proper hurricane structure for those people to go into in case there's a devastating storm that comes that way? See, they're not thinking about none of these things. You know, everybody is going in just to get their pockets filled. They don't care about the Bahamian people, because I have not heard one MP that gone in and saying that we need a sound hurricane structure, but they rather use churches for shelters.
And schools.
Why you going to use churches and schools for shelters when we have the resource to build these buildings? They need to stop, man. I don't know about the Bahamian people, but as a Bahamian, I am sick and tired. I don't want to see no yellow. I don't want to see no red. I don't want to see none of them come to this house. None. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for calling. The number is call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. The WhatsApp line 8010271. All right. We only have 6 minutes left. We got to talk about the opening of the cruise port. One of the best, they say, in the entire world. Let's take a look at that, and then with whatever time we have left, how's it going to impact us Bahamians? Here we go.
The long-awaited opening of the Nassau cruise port marking a momentous occasion in the tourism industry for the Bahamas. The grand opening ceremony held on Friday was attended by government officials, industry leaders, and esteemed guests who gathered at the port to celebrate this significant milestone. Prime Minister Philip Davis pushing that this opening reaffirms his government's commitment to revitalizing downtown Nassau.
We are taking to address these challenges, including demolishing existing eyesores and creating room for new development. The opening of this port signifies the first steps in the reimagination of downtown Nassau. The objective was to create a class, authentically Bahamian experience. Visitors for sure be immersed in our heritage, creativity, and excellence.
The new $300 million world-class port features a new terminal, a waterfront park, a harbor village, a new inner harbor, amphitheater, Junkanoo Museum, shops, and restaurants, to name a few. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism Chester Cooper speaks to the ever-increasing amount of cruise passengers visiting our shores.
This milestone moment for our country facilitates an increased capacity from 20,000 passengers per day to well in excess of 30,000 passengers per day, resulting in an anticipated 5 million cruise visitors by the end of 2023 at the Nassau Cruise Port.
The project, which began under the previous Minnis administration, also receiving a stamp of approval from the former Minister of Tourism who kickstarted this initiative.
It's $300 million. It looks incredible. It's bright, it's new, it's fresh, it's different. And I think it'll be a good pillar of our tourism industry for many years to come. And you're seeing the fruit now with increased arrivals and record days of cruise passengers coming to Nassau. And this begins the process of trying to monetize all of these passengers. You know, what are they going to spend their money on? How are they going to affect our economy positively? So this is a start. This is a great start.
All right, so Eddie on Facebook is asking the question, Bahamians have to be crazy. Who owns the port? We have a call on the line. Last call of the show. Caller, welcome to GPS. Caller, you still there? Going once, going twice. Hello, caller. I can hear them in the background. All right, that caller don't want to say nothing, so we got to move on. Good question, Eddie. Who owns the port? Well, all you got to do is follow the money. Will this be beneficial for the majority of Bahamians? Because some are already complaining that the goal is to just keep them within that cruise port and stop them from trickling out into the main downtown area or over the hill or anywhere else, but just to keep them isolated within that port, and only those who are within that space will benefit financially. So we already started to see some little rumblings, and it'll be interesting to see what becomes of it. So I'm understanding that they got disconnected. Are you back on the line?
Try your call again.
Okay, they got disconnected. Well, we only have 2 minutes left, so I don't know even if they call back, if we will be able to accommodate them. From what I heard, it's a beautiful edifice. I haven't had a chance to go and check it out as yet, but I certainly intend to do so. You know, no doubt that there are certain people who will benefit more than others. But hopefully they will find a way to extend what is now a world-class facility beyond just the cruise port and trickle down, trickle over, spill over into other areas as well, so that the entire downtown experience can be revitalized. That would be ideal. And they say plans are on the way to improve, especially the area of Bay Street that is beyond East Street, heading east. Let's see what happens, because God knows we definitely need that to happen. All right, guys, tomorrow is Labor Day. If you decide to go out to the Labor Day parade, just please be safe and sensible. Enjoy your holiday. If you decide to just stay and rest like me, have a good rest. And I'll see you guys again next week. Until then, I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good weekend and a safe and enjoyable holiday. Take care.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions